Sure.
Yes.
I didn't know how many people were going to be here, so I don't know if I have enough handouts. I didn't know what the format was like. I binge watched Shark Tank, so I could.
Yeah, that'll do you a lot of good.
So hopefully I have enough. Basically, there's not much to these. Just something to write down on if you want. Like I said, I didn't know what your guys' format was. Just tell you a little bit about it, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. We can share it too if we're needed.
Thank you. Good. Thank you, sir. All right, my name is Chris Vitalik. I'm with Junior Pride Athletics. First of all, I want to thank you guys for having me here. I think what you guys are doing is great. It's a noble purpose, and we all need to have that in life. And that's a great thing. So my noble purpose is Junior Pride Athletics. It's giving back to the kids. You know, I have kids that are involved in the program, and I like to see them grow, and I like to see the program grow. I've been with the Junior Pride for about over 5 years now. Got involved. My kid started playing football there. Really liked what I saw. It was more than just a place to play football. It was really a family event, a family atmosphere. I went to Creighton Prep, and I didn't really like it there. I didn't feel a good family there. When I went to here, this is kind of a feeder program for Roncalli, and I felt at home. They welcomed me, so I felt a good connection there. So I decided I wanted to give back by giving my time more than anything to the organization. So a little bit about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell you about our mission, our history, our growth, our future, what our needs are, a little bit about our family, and then see if you guys got any questions. Okay. You guys hear me okay for the video? Is that okay?
Yeah, hang on and get those again.
Sure.
They're kind of funky.
That's our revolving
That's
doors,
perfect.
yeah.
That's good. That's the best.
Perfect.
That's good.
All right, so our mission, basically all I did was write down our mission statement, but and I can just read you at the top line. The mission of the Junior Pride Association is to offer all who are eligible the opportunity to participate in a sponsored program. And then we'll get a little bit more on what those sponsored programs are. So our history, we started back in 2007, and what they were, the beginning of the program was just to be a feeder program for Roncalli. It was supposed to be really simple, but it kind of grew into much more than that. There was a lack of programs that fit Roncalli's demographics. For those who aren't familiar with Roncalli, it's a Catholic high school on the north side of town. But it has a very mixed base from the very affluent to people who are not so well off, which makes it very unique and dynamic. So they started with a football program. Founders in Roncalli solicited some businesses, applied for grants, and they were able to get the initial startup cost to have this program. Football is the primary sport offered, but they added, and they had 3 football teams, and then they added basketball and wrestling and baseball really quickly within the second year. And the mission was discovered by the local community, and the local community was people up on the north side seeing what was going on, and they really liked what they saw there. And that's where the initial we're a feeder program turned into something more about a community program, about where kids can go to play sports in a safe and productive environment. So that's where our growth. So the word got out that we were doing some really good things at Junior Pride. Our football teams went from 3 to 5, so that's about 100 kids. Basketball, we went from 2 teams, now we have 10 teams. So this year we have about 86 kids in the program. Baseball, we went from 1 team to 5 teams. So we have about 60 kids right now in the program. And then we've added some other things. We got outside of us, we did some sports camps. I listed them there. There's basketball, baseball. So those are some summer camps that we do in conjunction with the high school kids there. They come and they take care of they run the camps along with the coaches from the high school. I think the high school kids get more out of it than the kids that attend the camp. They really like doing that. We had trap shooting. And then we did a couple summer academic camps. We're looking to do more of those. There's a pottery, there's a drawing, and some painting and photography that we've added in the last couple of years. So that's a little bit about our growth. So what's our future? Our future is we want to seize the momentum. We're growing right now, and we want to expand our offering. We have a meeting tomorrow night. We're going to look at adding flag football. I don't know if a lot of you follow football, but there's tackle football is kind of falling just a little bit, just because of the concussions and the head injuries and things like that. And the demand for flag football has increased. We want to capture that community on the north side in a flag football in the safe environment that we have. We want to think about adding soccer. We want to add a STEAM summer camp. Ron Colley just built a multi-million-dollar STEAM lab, which stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. We want to be able to use that lab for the kids in the summer, teach them some other things. They had wrestling, and it went away. We just didn't have enough participation. We want to bring that back. There's a lot of wrestling clubs on the north side of town, so it's very competitive there, so we don't know if we can really get back in that. We want to get more females involved, so we want to offer cheerleading and looking at offering volleyball as well. And then who knows what else we can find. So that's a little bit about our future and what we want to do. So our need. So what's our need? The sustainability and growth of junior pride athletics can be covered just by registration fees. The community that we serve, like I said, is a broad mixture of people from some pretty affluent people in the northwest part of town that like to send their kids down there, to people on the north side of town, or just about anywhere in town, I guess, that don't have the funds. So it's kind of like the government. Some people pay for a lot of people's stuff. So the registration fees just don't cover everything that we want to do and do for the kids and offer them a high quality place to go. So our cost of insurance is going up. That's just with everybody else, covering the cost of replacing equipment. We started this in 2007, and for football, we cover. We give them helmets, shoulder pads, pants. We give them everything. We give them the whole uniform. That's how most of the kids can afford to play. They can't go out and buy a $100 helmet. So we have the helmets. We have to recondition them and keep them safe. And that takes money. Our participation fees in the leagues that we play in, which is they keep going up. And then I put fundraising, or apparent lack thereof. The fundraising that we do is solicitations to organizations like yours or businesses and things like that. We don't really like sending the kids out selling candy and doing lemonade stands or whatever it takes to raise money for the organization. It doesn't go over very well. It's not safe to be sending kids door to door. So this is just something we as a board decided we don't want to do. We as a board decided to take it upon ourselves to solicit funds to groups such as yours or wherever it may be in businesses and things like that. So if we want to grow, we're going to need the flow. It's kind of our mantra right now, and we're looking to grow and do some of the things that we want to do. Our family is kind of one of the last things I wanted to talk about. Junior Pride is more than just for a kid to play the athletics. Kids join the family. We look out for the best interest of everyone who's involved. It's not select sports. We don't have any, everybody makes the team. We don't cut anybody, and that's the big thing that it is. We participate in organizations where they have minimum standards of playing time. So like in football, they have so many plays they have to play and things like that. If we play in a league that doesn't have that, then we self-impose those, such as for basketball, they have to play so many minutes per half and things like that, just so that everybody gets the right amount of playing time. We have academic standards, and I was going to bring a sample and I forgot. Basically, it's an academic and behavior sheet. I'll just talk football specifically because that's what I'm most familiar with because I run football. Every Thursday, the kids have to bring an academic and behavior sheet back to their coach, or they don't get to play on the weekend. Gives them Friday another day just in case they forgot it. But basically, it's a real quick sheet that the teacher fills out. The kid's doing fine in school, both academically and behaviorally. And then there's a place for the parent to say, behaviorally, is he doing what needs to be done? And kids have sat because they forgot the form because they didn't want to tell their coach that they're doing bad in school, or they have a trend of bad grades. A lot of times, sometimes the coaches will and try to intervene the best they can as a friend and say, hey, you guys you need to buckle up and get your grades done. Your behavior, you need to adjust your behavior, those types of things. High school coaches, staff, and parents and alums are all part of the program. They give their time freely. It's amazing when we ask the high school coaches to come out and help with football practice or basketball, whatever the sport is, how they give their time. We have a lot of alums involved. We run the football camp is probably our biggest camp. Last year we had 125 kids. A lot of parents helping out, a lot of alumni helping out, the high school kids as well. it's hard to run a big camp like that with just 4 or 5 guys running the camp. We had probably 30 volunteers helping out with the 125 kids in the help. Then the last story I want to talk about, and I'm just going to name the kid JT. There's a kid JT. He came to our program in 3rd grade. He was from a single parent family, growing up on the north side of town. He still lives up on the north side of town. Didn't have a father figure in his life. He had a great grandfather in his life that was basically his male role model. And as coaches, we were able to see that something wasn't quite right, something was missing, couldn't quite place our finger on it. That was in 3rd grade. 4th grade comes around, he plays again. Great athlete, by the way. Anybody would not want to have him on his team. But we noticed that, late to practice, just things weren't right. His mom seemed nice enough, things like that. Started diving just a little deeper because we care about the kids that we're going with. We found out that the mom's working 3 jobs to raise her 2 kids, and getting into practice is not a priority. And he was a scholarship player. We scholarship a lot of our kids, obviously. When I sent over the numbers, I don't know if Jeremy shared those with you about how many kids we scholarship. I can share that here with you in a minute. But anyway, JT, so we were able to start helping him arrange for riser practice, and by getting to know him, knowing that he didn't have a male figure in his life, there was going to be issues just because the kids that he ran with, where he went to school, he's starting to hang around the bad kids. His mom was starting getting concerned, things like that. A group of parents up there kind of just took it upon themselves to bring him under their wing, and they needed to remove him from the environment, not the home, but the school. So they all came together and said, hey, what if your son went to a different school? A lot of the kids up at the time were going to St. James. So they're like, yeah, that's great, but we can't afford it. For one thing, we can barely make our bills right now, and they're like, well, let's not worry about that hurdle, let's worry about getting him out of the environment. So these parents just worked with the school, they took it upon themselves to work with St. James to get him in there, and then turns out, academically, he's 2 years behind. So he tries to go in as a 7th grader, and he's got the mathematics skills of a 5th grader, the reading skills of a 4th grader. So all that summer, kids from the program got together and would work with him, help him with math, help him with reading, and got him so that he retook the test 2 weeks before school started as a 7th grader and was able to pass and get into St. James. And this kid still continues to play football for St. James. Quit the basketball team just because he wanted to concentrate on his grades. He wanted to keep an academic level. It's still hard for him, but he's catching up. He's in 8th grade now. He's going to go to Roncalli. So he's been able to make it through the program, the theater program. So that's a good story about who we are and what we're about, and the kind of people that are involved in the organization. So I've talked now. If there's any questions for me.
I guess my question is on there, it says, you offer all who are eligible. I guess what is the eligibility?
That was the original mission statement, and anybody's eligible anymore. We have no cuts. We have no. It's not a select environment or anything like that. We've never had to ask anybody to leave because they brought their problems to us. We've been able to work through just about everything. We've had some doozies, but we've never asked anybody to leave. So all who are eligible, anybody's eligible. And that's, as the president of the organization, it makes me think about rewriting the mission statement to really delete that part of it because it really doesn't make any sense anymore. Anything else?
Thank you very much.
How many of you are there, did you say?
Our board members?
Yeah.
We have, every program has a director, so I'm just gonna do it real quick.
Yeah.
I can't. There's probably 10 on the board. Football has a program director, basketball has a program, baseball has a program director. Then we have members at large, and anybody who wants to be on the board can. The more volunteers, the better. Otherwise, I end up doing it all myself. So I really try to get people involved in things. But we have 10, about 10 on the board, the more I'm thinking off the top of my head, between program managers and board members at large.
So what do you guys do for fundraising?
Fundraising, we have worked with PlaySmart. I don't know if you're familiar with them. PlaySmart is an organization They're nationally out of Orlando, Florida. That works with inner city kids, and they've given us a couple of grants in the past. We've done some things for them as far as going and helping them run a couple of their events. We solicit businesses, mostly alumni of Rock Holly who have lawn services, or and we don't ask ask for what they can give, just a little bit. They can scholarship. It costs $150 to play football for us. We don't make money on anything. We just need to make our ends meet, and so that's why it's tough for us to grow, because we're just every dollar that goes in goes right back out, whether it's reconditioning a football helmet or paying for league fees or getting new pants or whatever it might be, or towards scholarshiping some of the kids that are part of our program. So that's most of our fundraising right there, is either soliciting businesses, and then PlaySmart's been a pretty decent sponsor for us over the last couple of years.
Okay, so whether, like, let's just say, for example, if you guys do a fundraising activity, or we choose to do if we select you, choose to do a fundraising activity, would you allow us to partner with you, or would you partner, or partner with us, just kind of so it's a,
Absolutely.
both of us help each other out?
Yeah, we're open to anything. Like with PlaySmart, we've done some things and got some of their events. They run a football camp up at North High School every year, and it's been in Northwest the last couple of years. But we've gone down there and helped them out. Playmakers is the name of the football camp, and we've gone out there and helped them out, helping them run the camp as volunteers, as adult volunteers, and some of the kids as well, some of the junior high kids as well. They can get service hours for various things that they're involved in, and then they also participate in the camps the younger kids do as well. Anything else? Well, I really thank you guys for your time. In your consideration, it's just an honor to be asked to present in front of you. There's not a lot of people that are able to do what you guys do, so I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.